Welcome to Germany, Europe's largest economy and the fourth largest economy of the world. Germany shares borders with 9 European countries. These include Russia, Denmark, Poland, the Czech Republic, Switzerland, Austria, France, Belgium, Luxembourg, and the Netherlands. Germany's largest city is Berlin, with about 3.5 million people. The currency used is the euro. The country itself is comprised of 16 federal states. While these states slightly differ in regards to, for example, education and transportation regulations, most laws are held on a federal level. Germany has a total population of about 80 million people and covers an area of 357,168 square kilometers. Population has been declining over the last years primarily due to demographic shifts resulting from a fairly low birth rate. Let's examine the Pestel model to gain a greater understanding of this country. Politically, Germany is a federal parliamentary republic. The executive branch consists of the federal president and the federal cabinet, as well as the head of government, which is currently Chancellor Angela Merkel. The judicial branch consists of the Federal Constitutional Court, while the legislative branch consists of the Bundestag and Bundesrat. Unlike the United States, Germany is a direct democracy, meaning that individuals are directly elected into office. Germany is also a multi-party system, with the two major parties being the Christian Democratic Union and the Social Democratic Party. Germany is politically free with a freedom rating of 1.0. As the following chart shows, Germany has been considered to be more free than the United States over the past 13 years. Rule of law also has been higher, indicating that contracts and regulations are truly binding. Historically, Germany has been politically stable with the exception of the period between 2000 and 2004. This decrease resulted from the 2001 terrorist attacks that influenced the entire world. The decrease was especially drastic in the United States, as the attacks led to the Iraq War. Overall, Germany had less corruption than the United States. However, in 1999, several corruption scandals erupted which deeply shook the image of Germany being corruption-free. Germany reacted and illegalized the bribing of foreign officials, which consequently improved the Corruption Perception Index. Let's move on and talk about economic indicators. As one may expect, foreign direct investments, including yearly inflows and yearly outflows, are larger in the United States due to its larger size and population. Germany's yearly inflows peaked in 1999 and 2000, primarily due to the European Union and the introduction of the euro. Yearly outflows have remained fairly consistent at about $100 billion. Due to its strong economy, Germany heavily engages in international trade. The composition of its top 10 imports and exports has not changed much in the past 20 years. In fact, machinery and electronics are still number one, accounting for about 25% of both imports and exports. Transportation equipment and chemicals are also important commodities that Germany trades on the global markets. The euro was introduced in 1999. Initially, the euro was fairly weak compared to the US dollar. However, in 2002, a shift took place and the euro got stronger and has remained stronger compared to the US dollar. Historically, annual inflation in Germany has been between 1 and 2%, which is about 1% lower compared to inflation in the United States.
Now we'll talk about Germany's economy and trade. Germany is the largest national economy in Europe, the fourth largest by nominal GDP in the world, and is the leading exporter of machinery, vehicles, chemicals, and household equipment, with an unemployment rate at 4.2%, a record low, compared to 4.9% in the United States. Germany's economy has been resilient in the face of global uncertainty. The government has held firm to sound public finance, and deficit-cutting efforts have kept public spending under control. Earlier labor market reforms that raised working hour flexibility and reduced structural unemployment have helped to sustain the relatively robust job market. Germany's commitment to regulatory efficiencies and open market policies continues to be bolstered by the effective protection of property rights. The rule of law is well maintained, and a strong tradition of minimal tolerance for corruption is firmly institutionalized. We'll examine Germany's sociocultural aspects. Let's begin with religion and ethnic groups. Germany is dominated by Protestant and Roman Catholics. This could change with the influx of Syrian refugees. The overwhelming majority of ethnic groups is German, although this too could be subject to change. The primary language is also German. Let's evaluate Hofstede's cultural dimensions, beginning with power distance. Highly decentralized and supported by a strong middle class, Germany is not surprisingly among the lower power distant countries. A direct and participative communication and meeting style is common. Control is disliked and leadership is challenged. The German society is truly an individualistic one. Small families with a focus on the parent-child relationship rather than extended families are most common. There's a strong belief in self-actualization. Loyalty is based on a personal preference for people, as well as a sense of duty and responsibility. This is defined by the contract between the employer and the employee. With a score of 66, Germany is considered a masculine society. Performance is highly valued and early required as the school system separates children into different types of school at the age of 10. Managers are expected to be decisive and assertive. Status is often shown. Germany is among the uncertainty avoidant countries. The score is on the high end, so there is a slight preference for uncertainty avoidance. There is a strong preference for deductive rather than inductive approaches. This is also reflected in the law system. In combination with their low power distance, where the certainty for own decisions is not covered by the larger responsibility of the boss, Germans compensate by relying on expertise. Germany's high score of 83 on long-term orientation indicates that it is a pragmatic country. They show a strong propensity to save and invest. Finally, indulgence. The low score on this dimension indicates that the German culture is restrained in its nature. Germany ranks number 6 on the Human Development Index, just slightly above the United States. Germany's achievements in science and technology have been very significant, and research development efforts form an integral part of the country's economy. Germany is notable for its physicists, mathematicians, chemists, and engineers, including Albert Einstein, Johann Gutenberg, and Otto Hahn. Germany is among the top 5 of 17 analyzed countries for the development and marketing of high technology. German companies file the 3rd most patent cooperation treaty patent per million workers in medium-high and medium-low technology sectors, after Switzerland and Sweden, and in high technology sectors, they rank 8th according to the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. Germany ranks 3rd after Japan and Sweden for patents filed simultaneously with the US, Japanese, and European Union trade offices.
Now let's move on to energy. Internationally, Germany leads the way in climate protection and is a pioneer in the development of renewable energies. Germany does this in 3 ways. First, nuclear phase-out. In 2011, there were 17 nuclear power plants. By 2022, there should be 0. Second, in 2014, the Renewable Energy Act was updated and ensures investors in renewable energy receive compensation. Third, tax puts high price on environmentally unfriendly activities. 92% of German citizens support the effort to grow renewable energy. The Environmental Performance Index ranks Germany 30 out of a possible 180. Germany's most notable increases came from fisheries and air quality, while Germany's most notable decreases came from forests. Fisheries increased from 132 in 2006 to 106 in 2016. Air quality increased from 167 in 2006 to 137 in 2016. Forests decreased from 50 in 2006 to 51 in 2016. In comparison, the US ranks 26th overall and scored better in 5 out of the 9 categories. Moving on to legal. Germany is a civil law country. Civil law is a system based on written laws and codes which is more restrictive but less controversial than common law. Federal Court of Justice Court consists of 127 judges, including the court president, vice presidents, and preceding judges, and other judges, and organized into 25 senates subdivided into 12 civil panels, 5 criminal panels, and 8 special panels. Federal Constitutional Court consists of 2 senates, each subdivided into 3 chambers, each with the chairman and 8 members. Court is divided into Federal Administrative Court, Federal Finance Court, Federal Labor Court, Federal Social Court. Each of the 16 German states or land has its own constitutional court and a hierarchy of ordinary, civil, criminal, family, and specialized courts. Germany is currently ranked 9th in Western Europe and 16th in the world on the International Property Rights Index. Germany's International Property Rights Index was steady in 2007 and 2008 and started to decline after 2008. On average, over the last several years, Germany has maintained a higher ranking on the legal and political environmental scale. In the physical property rights ranking, protection of property rights is a higher priority in Germany than in the United States. Germany and the United States both have strong intellectual property rights. As seen in intellectual property rights, although both Germany and the United States have high patent protection priority, the United States has a slight lead in this area and among other intellectual property right areas. Now let's move on to our SWOT analysis. Strengths. Germany is the largest European economy, stable political environment, leaders in export, highest wages in the world, and strong protection of property rights. Weaknesses. Germany has high tax rates, strict labor unions, decline in population, low birth rate, and demanding employees. Opportunities. Growing demand, rise of FDI, leaders in technology, and tax incentives. Threats. Competition, mature market, government regulations, and terrorism. We hope you find this video informative.